It's the Book of Alpha-Ronomy, homie. Read it or weep.
You know, man, I've been giving a lot of thought, man, about how you got a lot of dudes who are willing to put in a whole lot of work just to get women. And I ask myself, man, is there a new reward that they're giving? Because all I can ever remember you getting for it, man, is some used up sex that many other men have already had. And see, even if only one man has had it, I hear women say, well, I only been with one man. But if you've been with that man for 10 years, that man put more miles on you than another woman, 15 men to put on her. You know what I'm saying? It's not about how many men they've been with. It's about how many times they've been penetrated by men. So if you've been penetrated by 100 times by one man, what's the difference, man? 100 times is 100 times. Now, you get into the DNA transfer and all of that, the hormonal shifts. Yeah, that's something. But I don't even get that far into it. I'm talking about the basic opening of your orifice over and over again. Now, I'm supposed to jump through hoops. I'm supposed to wine and dine, and I'm supposed to, validate her and let her validate me, which in turn validates her. I'm supposed to make her feel like she's this special woman. I'm supposed to, walk around with her on my arm and holding hands in public and all that, man, just so I can get the very same sex that man who got a one night stand from her and just met her one night at the club can get. Why am I gonna be the one to put in all that work? If I gotta put in work to get it, man, I don't want it. Not that. You know what I'm saying? Not what women have to offer, man. That's it. I mean, they don't really have nothing to offer but that. When you think about hanging out, doing a little fun shit, yeah, you can have a woman with you doing that. And when you think about sex, that's it, man. What else do you actually need to have a woman around for? What other ways can she be enjoyed? The juice is no longer worth the squeeze. When you're a young man, the juice is worth a bunch of squeezing. You squeeze till your hands get sore when you're a young man because you are new to the game. You are new to the game of being able to have sex regularly. We don't all just grow up in an environment where from the time we start, we're having sex regularly. No, that's why it's so easy for us to get caught up in the girlfriend thing when we're young, because regular sex doesn't come just to every man that wakes up in the morning. But as you get older, man, you start to realize that besides the nuts, take the nuts you bust out of it, and you'll understand that there is nothing else. There's nothing else. What else is there to benefit? See, a woman will tell you that she has all these great characteristics. She's smart. She's educated. She's nice. She's considerate. She's thoughtful. All of those things are great. But those are also things that she gives to her family and friends. They don't have to jump through hoops for it. So it's not worth jumping through hoops for it. The sex, man, listen, I met a woman, man, who was with a dude. He took her virginity, and when I mean took it, he took it. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, man, I know she wasn't gonna deal with him no more. Man, she stayed with him for years, man. I'm having a child with him. You see what I'm saying? Like, women don't value sex, the sex that they have to offer. They don't value themselves physically, man. They'll give themselves physically to anyone. They place no value on it, but they don't go around bragging about that and trumpeting that through a megaphone because they know that the beta male septum angina does value that. And so why would you go around telling someone this doesn't have any value when they're willing to pay you value for it? It's an easy come up. So, you have guys, man, really, really giving guys a rundown on all the things they should do, man, in order just to get sex. And the main thing is lying about it. At some point, man, your moral compass has to be what guides you. At a certain point, you become too old to allow, or you should be too mature to allow your lust to drive you, to allow your desire to have things that feel good or taste good or smell good or make you high or whatever. If you're a grown man and you're still chasing the high, the high of drugs, the high of alcohol, the high of sex, then you have a lot of maturing to do, man. You are very early on in the maturation process, which is really not a good look when you're a man in your 20s, 30s, and some men even 40s. Now, I've been brainwashed into believing before that a woman is so valuable that being with just her is a possibility. Many, many moons ago, I know each and every man in here has at some point in his life believed that women were worth it. That if you could find a good enough woman, you should settle down with her. But what is a good enough woman? What makes a woman good enough? If she's a virgin, is she good enough? That's a possibility. How many of you meet virgins all the time? How many of you have met a virgin in the past 3 years? I'm talking about of legal age. You see what I'm saying? When you are growing up, you are told that being the man you are, desiring multiple women is not the way you should be. You get to a certain age, when you're really young, the guys around are telling you, man, get it while you can. The older guys are giving you props for getting it. Then when you get to a certain age where your actions start to affect women in, say relationship type situations, then you come to the realization that now they want you to suppress that urge to have multiple women. And they want you to try to settle down with one woman. And you know what we end up doing? We end up, I don't believe that men can cheat unless we make ourselves become cheaters. And you know how we do that? By lying to a woman, telling her that, yeah, baby, it's just me and you. You're the only woman I want. You're the only woman I need. That lie turns you immediately into what women label a cheater. A cheater is simply a liar, a deceiver. They just like the word cheating because it's a victimization word. If they say he cheated on me, they can't say he lied to me. Everybody lie. Women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie, unless they're doctored up by Bernie Madoff. But I'm telling you, when they take these words, it's a shaming word. Cheating. You're a cheater. You cheated on me. And if you told a woman that it was just her, brother, you did. You got to wear the label proudly, man. But the thing is, we as young men should not have been led to believe that we should have to cater to these women's feminine ego and tell them that we are something that we're not. For what? To take yourself off of the market and just have one woman? Because this is the thing. Even if you have a woman, you can still have other women, but you take yourself off of the market for eligible women because you have to parade yourself around with this title on you. And what do you get out of the title? What do you get from being in a relationship with a woman long term? The same sex you got when you first met her. It doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any more amazing. It doesn't start to drop money out of it. It doesn't start to do any of that. It doesn't start to increase your testosterone level instead of lowering it every time you bust. It doesn't do any of that. It's the exact same thing. And it comes with less frequency. Partly because she's got accustomed to you being around, and partly because you don't desire it the way you did in the beginning, because it's just the same. Now, women will tell you all the time, man, that you're not a good man if you have sex with multiple women. If you can't settle down, you're an immature man. Let me tell you something, man. You define good man. You define what good man is to you, and you let them bras get in where they fit in. If they don't want to get in, don't let them get in. There's room for one more bra who want to get in. They define what a good woman is. Then they define what a good man is. Then they define what a good job is. Then they define what a good mind is. What the hell do we define? Absolutely, positively nothing. We allow ourselves to be guided into our definitions of our own selves by what the emotional, illogical woman desires to approve of. And the thing is, that changes quarterly. Quarterly, it changes. What's hot to them this quarter, what they think is great this quarter, what they think makes you a man this quarter, they will shun it completely next quarter. If we are going to be the alpha males that we are intended to be, then we must not allow women's desires, women's needs, women's wants, and women's definitions of us to define us in any kind of way. It is better to dwell in the corner of the rooftop than in a wild house with a brawling woman. It does not matter what kind of appeal that woman feels like she has, man. They are all the same. None are better than the others. They just have different sets of characteristics. Let's take the woman who is a freaky freak, a boss freak. She's a freak and she'll freak everyone. But everyone touches her, everyone gets with her because she's the most amazing sexual experience you ever had. Now you have this woman over here who doesn't get with everyone, who only been with a few men in her life, and sex with her is terrible. She's way too inhibited. And once a woman gets to a certain age, her inhibitions will travel with her. She may open up a little bit every 2 or 3 years or so, but she is not going to ever be the greatest sexual experience you'll ever have. So even if you're considering being in a relationship with a woman, why would you be in a relationship with a woman who you know good and well is not going to satisfy you sexually? Because she's never satisfied anyone sexually. Yeah, you'll be satisfied sexually the first time you have sex with. It's hard not to be satisfied with a new sex, man. You can't. I ain't never had new sex that didn't satisfy me, man. You know, I get tired of these men who come on, man, and they spread this word about how women should be pedestalized. And you don't have to say women should be pedestalized in order to preach that. If you're telling men to jump through hoops to get women, you're pedestalizing women. And I don't believe in the pedestalization of women, man. I don't believe that women should ever be told, man, that they are a prize, that they should ever be even, led to believe that there's something to behold, or there's something to take home to mama, or something to write home about, man. They aren't. They simply aren't. Because every single thing that one woman offers, you can get that from another woman without any commitment. You don't have to commit to get anything that a woman wants to force you into commitment behind. You can get it from another woman for nothing.
Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this real. And as always, alpha's up, beta's down. Peace.